Superman and Lois just did something that the comics never could, and that is revealing Superman's identity to the world in an impactful way. DC Comics have revealed Superman's identity in like one-off stories, and they only expanded upon the idea in Bendis' Superman run back in 2019. Now, in my opinion, I don't think that story in Bendis' Superman run was handled that well. It wasn't as impactful as it should be, but hey, good news, Superman and Lois, they picked up the slack. They made the idea of Superman revealing his identity to the world so impactful. Guys, I just got done watching the new episode of the final season of Superman and Lois titled A Regular Guy, and it was a phenomenal episode. One of, if not the best episode of the entire series. This is the episode that I'll tell people to go watch when I say, hey, Tyler Hoechlin, he is Superman, and he is the best Superman since Christopher Reeves, and I'm starting to think he's at the same level as Christopher Reeves. Now you're probably like, hey Ethan, slow down, how could you say that? You gotta pay respect to Christopher Reeves, the best Superman. You can't say Tyler Hoechlin is at his same level, like, are you sure? Yeah, guys, I'm sure. And the reason I say this is Tyler Hoechlin's Superman, one, he's had more time to develop, and seeing Superman as a father and have a family is a little more interesting. Also, I think he's at the same level as Christopher Reeves because he literally is Christopher Reeves' Superman. Like, this show, Superman Lois pays homage and pays respect to the OG Richard Donner Superman movies all the time. So saying Tyler Hoechlin is at the same level of Christopher Reeves is not dissing Christopher Reeves or lowering Christopher Reeves' incredible performance as Superman. No, it's actually showing that Christopher Reeve's Superman left such an impact that the best Superman of this modern era is always paying respect to his version. So yeah, guys, Tyler Hoechlin's Superman, this episode, it really proved that he's an awesome Superman, one of the best, and he's so underrated. This show is underrated. Like, the opening scene of this episode, when we see, okay, him in the Fletcher suit and him saving the car and saying, thanks, my mom made it for me. And then we go farther into the future and we see Superman in the season 1 through 3 suit, and he travels around the world, and then we go to present day, and he has a funny interaction with Denise where he's in the shop, and he's like, I gotta go get my wallet, and then he like flies over and saves a plane and makes it back just in time, and Denise knows, I know you're Superman. Like, it's such a funny moment, and yeah, just seeing Tyler Hoechlin's Superman do the classic shirt rip in 3 different occasions, and I gotta give credit to the show. They have the different suits in each scene. The Fletcher suit, the newer suit, and like the brand new suit of this season. Like in most shows, they get kind of lazy and use the same suit, but this show really respects continuity and honestly respects Superman as a character. This is the most respectful and comic accurate and just phenomenal version of Superman I've ever seen. And yeah, that's a high achievement, man. But back to the big historic moment in this episode when Clark reveals he's Superman to the world. Before he does that, we get another iconic scene when Clark and Lois are at the diner with Kyle and Chrissy. It's a whole wholesome sequence about friendship, and then a guy walks in and it tells everybody that Clark is Superman, and he points the gun at Superman. Now, who is this guy? Well, he is the father to Candace, you know, the girlfriend to Jonathan, one of the sons of Clark, Superman. And this guy caused some trouble last season, and we had seen last season where Clark pinned the guy up against a table, and that scene was actually paying respect. It was a homage to a scene in Richard Donner's Superman movies, in Christopher Reeve's interpretation of the character. And now we get an iconic sequence following up that homage. Such good writing. But yeah, that guy, the father, he shoots Clark, and then we have this moment where Clark, he deliberates and he looks at Lois, and then he finally decides to rip the shirt and reveal he's bulletproof. Reveal that he is Superman. And guys, when I was watching this scene, I was like, man, that is iconic. Immediately, it was such a good scene. And even better, Bitsy Tolik, the actress of Lois, she said that there would be something special with the new Superman suit in this season, and when the new Superman suit was revealed a couple episodes ago, I was a little disappointed. Like, it was cool, but I was expecting like the black suit, you know, Death of Superman, and we didn't get that. And the new suit at first looked like it was just a darker version of the previous suit. Nothing too special. It looked better, but nothing like, oh wow, that's amazing. But then Bitsy Tolik showed a picture of how the texture in the suit, very up close, how it looks. I'm like, okay, I can see what they're doing. But then I was like, does that really matter? Like, it looks cool in person, but in the actual show, when the suit is actually under lighting and the director is filming the suit, you're not really gonna see that much of a difference, because the suit, you're gonna see it from afar. We're not gonna be up and close to the suit and seeing the texture that Bitsy Tolik is talking about. But in this episode, in the iconic scene in the diner, when Clark rips the shirt, it goes up and close in the suit, and you see the texture, you see what makes this suit stand out. And at that moment, I was like, okay, that's what makes this suit so special. And yeah, it was awesome, man. And just having Smallville know that Clark is Superman now, and then Superman going to Janet Olsen and revealing his identity to the world and talking about how he's a regular guy and how relatable he is. He's a father, he's a husband. Like, that was so good, man. Honestly, the only thing that could have made this reveal to the world scene even better, like perfect, is if Clark said, Clark Kent is who I am, but Superman is what I can do. If he would have said that, bro, oh my god, that would have been so hype. It was still an awesome scene, but that would have been like perfect. But still, those scenes, the diner, the reveal to the world, the opening scene, all good. But my favorite part in this episode was Jimmy Olsen. Dude, we got to see comic accurate Jimmy Olsen in this episode. Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen, and the actor, he killed it.
There's a pattern here. It sounds crazy at first, but it explains a lot.
Oh, it's just a streak of bad luck, really.
Actually, I'd say everyone involved turned out to be pretty damn lucky. A crashing helicopter, a blown out train track, a falling elevator at the Eiffel Tower. Every game you missed, Superman was making a save.
Just having Jimmy connect the dots was amazing. Even better, we get a reference, a homage to Christopher Reeve's Superman, because in one of the images that Jimmy shows of Superman saving somebody, it shows Superman saving a helicopter. And it's a homage to the scene from the original Christopher Reeve Superman movie where Superman saves Lois Lane and a helicopter is like hovering above. Dude, that homage, when I saw that in this episode, I'm like, perfect. And even better, at the end of the episode where Clark meets up with Jimmy at the Smallville diner, and Clark is like, hey, I'm sorry, and Jimmy's like, don't worry about it. Man, it's good to see you, pal. Dude, it was so wholesome. And just that final shot as we zoom out of the Smallville diner and Clark and Jimmy are just, you know, talking as pals. Man, it made me smile. I was like, that capped off a perfect episode. Like, this episode is 10 out of 10. And I can't wait to see comic accurate business suit Lex Luthor next episode. I can't wait to see Brainiac, who will probably show up in the finale and team up with Lex Luthor. That's gonna be so dope. And yeah, dude, 3 episodes left. It went by so fast this season. It would be so funny to see Batman's reaction to Superman revealing his identity to the world. Batman, Brainiac, if they show up, cool. But what I'm here for is Superman and his family. And I kind of want to see Jonathan and Jordan suit up. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, guys, that's going to wrap up the video. I think I talked a little too long, but hey, I love this show. And yeah, you guys, some of your thoughts down below in DC Nation. Thanks for watching, and peace out.